Hi guys, Greg at Best Choice Trailers. Today we're going to take a walk around an 8.5 by 22 Neo NMS multi-sport aluminum enclosed car hauler trailer. This is a multi-purpose trailer ideal for cars, UTVs, power sports, LEDs, pretty much all your toys are ideal for a unit like this. Let's take a look around the trailer, show you all the standard features. There are a few options on this and I'll try to point them out as we go. One of the things that I would like to point out, trailer's 22 foot a square box. That does not count the front nose. We did measure the front nose, roughly 6 foot inside on the floor. So you've got roughly down the center of this trailer a 28 foot box. So let's take a walk around the trailer, show you again all the features. So this is a little bit of a redesign for 2021. They've had this model out for a while and they did change the nose to accommodate a bigger ramp door, and we'll get to that here in a second. Starting out up front, trailer's got a 2 5/16 inch Demco easy latch. If you've never seen the Demcos before, they do automatically couple as you lower the trailer down on. Pretty slick setup. Also, we've got a zinc coated 2,000 pound A-frame jack. Notice it is a triple tube tongue. This trailer's got the new Neo nose style. Again, idea behind this was to get the bigger door on these. Let's take a closer look at the door here. Now, over the door is an option, a loading light, something that we do have added. Unit also standard comes equipped with the Nxp Latch. This is stainless steel. Very simple, you can lock it. Also very simple to operate. You can use your palm or thumb, however you want to do it. And simply push it up. Now, Travis, if you would go ahead and pull that latch up and down. So what that's gonna do, go ahead and put it up and down once. You'll notice that basically that latch is going to basically pry that door shut on the keeper, which is pretty slick. It gets a very tight seal. Go ahead and put it down once. So again, all stainless, no need to worry about it rusting over time. Also notice the stone guard, different styles that Neo does. It's got some very neat tooling in-house. They can do some pretty cool things with their product. One of the other things we like would be the neoprene hinges they use. They don't require service over time. They're kind of a set it and forget it. Also, they put a pair of bumpers, hard bumpers at the top, a little bit different than some. Also, in keeping with the low maintenance, all aluminum grab handles. There's no plastic handles on the trailer. You also notice it's got a one-piece cove throughout the roof of the trailer. That's all one piece. It's made from a little bit thicker 080 cove instead of the 030 that you sometimes would see. Let's go ahead and put this ramp door down for you. So there's a spring assist cable on the one side, gives you a little bit better maneuverability getting in the unit. You also notice there's a sled guide on the front side of the ramp door. Now, the ramp flap extension on Neos, they call the Pro Flap, a little bit different than some. It's actually going to be an outside hinged flap. Gives it a nice setup. There's no butterfly hinge that's going to be in your way. Now you also notice Neo's not a fan of the engineered wood at this point. Still using the womanized or the marine plywood as a standard feature. Very durable to the elements. If you look down the side of the trailer, you also notice it's very clean look. This has got an 030 silver frost screwless exterior. The screwless just gives a nice clean look going down the side. You also notice underneath, I'll show you in a bit, but this has an integrated frame, and when you do an integrated frame, the outside of the trailer frame is actually your trim. Gives it a nice clean look. They put a J trim at the bottom that kind of finishes it off and makes it look pretty sharp. This unit does have the spread axle. Gives it a clean appearance. Also has a 6-lug wheel, so we know it's a 5,200 pound axle. It's got the aluminum wheel upgrade. It's a 225/75 R15 load range D 8-ply radial tire, standard equipment. This also has the newer style Easy Lube hubs. It also has Dexter axles with the newer style never adjust brakes that self-tension forward just like an automobile. It does have brakes on both axles, standard equipment. We've also optioned in a optional roadside escape door. This would be for your show cars and the like. You can also use it for your motorized equipment as an oversized fuel door. we locked that? Apparently. Door is a 4x4. It's designed that you can basically open up the door and open up your car door, come right out the trailer. Also has an aluminum door holdback instead of the plastic door holdback. Come back to the rear. On this one, we've added the Neo Pro Stab jacks. So the Pro Stab jacks give it a nice heavy-duty rear jack stand. A lot of times manufacturers are going to use the swivel jack stand. These are just a lot nicer style jack. They do build these in-house. These can actually be added to trailers down the road as well. We put them on this. Particular unit, just figuring guy's going to be loading UTVs and cars and whatnot. Just makes it nice and handy for loading. To deploy, very simple. Just pull the pin, and then you just repin it at the height that you want to set your jack stand at. So let's get back to this, back to the door here. So basically, this would go back along the trailer. Again, we've got an aluminum door hold back here to hold it back. Again, it's a 48 by 48 opening. Got a nice finished interior that matches the inside of the trailer. Let's come back to the rear. They've got 5 hinges. A lot of times if you look at car haulers, you'll get 3 or maybe 4. Again, these also have the neoprene hinges. 5 hinges going across the rear of the trailer. Also has the same NXP ramp flap, or the NXP ramp door with the Pro Flap extension on the door. Has the thin strip clear lens LED lights. Also has the aluminum grab handles. A couple extra bumpers on the door. And then we've also added the loading light on this particular unit as well. So again, just use the palm to open it up. Travis is going to go ahead. We put them back down. That way nobody's going to tripod off of it and hurt anything. And again, Pro Flap extension at the rear. Now, one thing about this NMS, this particular unit is going to sit a little bit higher than a normal car hauler. That is obviously intentional. Thought process behind the trailer being a little bit higher inside. You can also put it up a little bit higher with your ground clearance. That's going to get you a lower profile drive over fender, which is going to be handy for anything from ATVs to your sleds and whatnot. So we'll show you those in a second. But to get that low pro fender, trailer goes up a few inches, which isn't a problem because this trailer's also got extra height. Inside, we're going to measure about 7'1" to the peak inside. And we'll show you in a second what that's going to net you through the door. So keep in mind, when you do go a little bit more height inside, we've also got a little bit longer ramp, which is going to help with that transition length and ramp angle. Also, we've got about a 14-inch Pro Flap extension as well. So let's take a look at the opening door height and width. That's important to a lot of guys. 7 foot inside height, a lot of folks think that that's going to be your door opening, and that is not always the case. So this guy here is going to measure out at about 83 inches on your door opening. So we've got about 7'1" inside, and we're still going to net about 6'11" through the door. Should be able to get all the height that you're going to need. Then also, door opening, we're measuring about 92 inches on this. Normally on most of your 8.5 wide car haulers, you're going to net maybe just a touch over 7 foot. This one here, you're getting a 92 inches clear inside. You can get pretty wide. If you want to put 2 items side by side, you ain't going to worry about turning them quite as hard as soon as you get inside the door. So again, about 7'1" or 85 inches on your inside height. Also, if wall-to-wall measurement matters for your application, ballpark wall-to-wall, you're generally going to net right around that 8 foot mark. So I want to take a closer look at your drive-over fenders here. Normally on your fenders, you're going to get about an 10.5, 11 inch fender height. On these, we're actually going to measure out just under, it looks like 5 inches. So again, very low fender that we can drive over for different applications. Now this RV style door, as we found out earlier, you can lock it from the inside or the outside. I guess we had locked the deadbolt from the inside on it. nice finish inside. Now, one thing we've also added in this is the finished walls. Technically standard, these just have the open kick plate. If somebody wanted to save a little bit of weight or a little bit of money, you can do that. But again, most folks do want the finished walls. Now, some guys ask what this guy here is for. This actually would be a door protector. It's just stored here on the driver's side, but it would go over the door on the passenger side. You bring a ski in hot, you're not damaging your door there. So in the floor, this is going to be your all-sport package for tie downs. Very versatile. Basically, this trailer has a 2x3 cross-member tube every 16-inch on center. So this all-sport package, this is actually done by computer. It's all computer routed out. Very slick idea, basically. Every other cross member on this, you've got tie downs, 3 lags right down into the floor cross member. Gives you a lot of different options for tying down throughout the trailer. You've got some tie downs that are going to come standard with the trailer. I believe there's 8 on this size piece of equipment. And those are what we would call aluminum L-track. That's all aluminum hardware. There's no steel involved in that. Another neat feature on the Neo, moving up to the V-nose, the wiring's all concealed in the nose. So your wiring's all inside. Your breakaway battery also is even inside. A lot of times it's going to be outside, not on this particular unit. You got a junction box right in your wall, breakaway battery right above it. Another important measurement for you, we said this is an 8.5 by 22. So 22 is going to be your squared off box measurement. That is your 22-foot mark right there. This is going to be over and above that. So you can actually see a seam in the plywood right here. So you've got one full sheet and you've got another half sheet. It's about 6 foot inside measurement in the nose. Go ahead, Travis, right about there. What do you got for a measurement?
Almost 6 foot the outside.
Almost 6 foot there. So we measured earlier, basically the width of a UTV, you're going to gain about 2 foot of usable space, about half of this first sheet. So on a 22 square box, you're going to end up netting about 24 foot of usable space. It's partly why we've configured this trailer the way we did. Ideal size for somebody who wants to put a car in here. Also, 24 foot of usable, the width of a UTV. I could put 2 average size UTVs in here. We've got other guys that load these up with bikes and ATVs as well. Certainly, again, with the drive overs, also very conducive to your sleds. This is the trailer. You want to sell your wife, say, honey, I need one trailer for everything. This is your trailer, the Neo NMS. Again, shown here with some options. The 5,200-pound axles, I believe I did mention, are optional on this. Standard would be the 3,500 pounders. We also added the aluminum wheels to this. We generally stock these in the 20 foot with the 3,500s, and then generally we'll do the 22 footer with the 5,200 pound axle upgrade, with the front ramp door, and with the roadside escape hatch. One or two other things I want to show you underneath this that I think are pretty neat. Trailer's framed out a little bit different. This uses a 5-inch tube frame, and actually the cross members are going to go over the frame. Again, they're 2x3 tube. Again, we'll see the torsion axles, but one other thing that Neo does on all their trailers, they either mill the beaver tail, or on this, it's actually pretty creative what they've done. Anytime you cut and splice aluminum, you've got to worry about loss of strength. Just like you twist a soda can back and forth only so many times before it's going to peel off. You'll notice there's no cut. There's no cut in that beaver tail. It's actually, if you look at the cross members, they're going to taper down. So your actual beaver tail is built into your cross members. Pretty slick setup. Something like this is going to weigh in at about 2,800 pounds. Going to give you a net legal payload on this right around 7,000. You're also going to pick up some tongue weight on the trailer, normally about 15%. Again, even though this sits just a touch higher, you're going to still have a nice low angle for loading the car because the extra height gives you a little bit extra in the ramp. Do have your passenger side door. I believe these are a 36-incher. Also has the loading light over the side door as well. Nice finished interior. You can lock the lock from the inside or the outside. So again, your square box measurement on this one, 22. V-nose at the bottom is going to measure out about 6 foot. And then obviously you're going to taper back a little bit at the top. This is available, I believe, in 20, 22, 24, and 26 foot lengths. And again, shown here is your silver frost exterior. If you have any questions on this or any of your other trailers, feel free to give us a ring at 717-220-4220, or you can visit us on the web at bestchoicetrailers.com.